One, what's up, mi gente? Let's get to this week's topic, and that is dating apps. Now, this is an episode that I don't want my mom, my sister, nor my girlfriend to ever listen to. So if you're one of them watching this right now, please, I am begging you, just come next week, because this week is not for you. And I'm going to share the stories that I've had in the past with a few experiences that I've actually had with these apps. In my life, I only ever use Tinder and Bumble. And for those of you who are watching this video, this is how you come up with a thumbnail. And then in post-editing, or post-production, I figure out how I'm going to make the thumbnail. So that's just a little inside. But yeah, so let's get to it. Why did I first join dating apps? Well, it all started back when I had just turned 22, and I had a lot of friends who back then were like, yo, did you hear of this new app? It's called Tinder. Like, you put how many miles away you want to be, and basically they gave me the runaround of the app itself. So at first I kept turning it on. I was like, nah, I'm not, I was focused in school. I was worried about getting money, and I was like, nah, I don't need these apps. Like, there's no point. I'm perfectly fine. Come to find out, later that year, I had gone on 2 vacations when I was 22. And when I came back from my second vacation, it was during winter, and I had typically I got into this somewhat depression, you can say, when the winter came. So what happened was when you realize you're not in a studio and you're shooting this in your back room and you can actually hear your neighbors next door. Great. Can they hear me? I don't know. Do I care? No, not really. Is it kind of uncomfortable me talking about this topic and knowing people are outside talking about it? Yes. But the show must go on. So, like I was saying, so towards the end, I joined, I signed up, and I gave it a try. And back then, I heard of Plenty of Fish, POF, was it called? Yeah. And there's Match. I think Match has been the one that's been there the longest. And this is driving me crazy. I feel like hold on. Alright, there you go. Now I feel like it's straight. But yeah, so there was those apps, and then I also ran into, so then I said, you know what, let me give it a try. And I did Tinder, and then I also did Bumble. And Tinder was just here goes into my whole addictive personality. And I'm gonna be honest with you, after the first 3 months, I was hooked. I was just like, oh my God, because everybody goes through this. At the end of the day, either you're a woman or you're a man, you just want attention. And I was getting that attention, and I was going on dates. I was setting up dates. I would talk to girls from my schedule I said schedule, and in one of the previous episodes from this, I talked about how I have an addictive personality, and this is one of the times in my life that it kicked in, and it got scary. So I would have a schedule with Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you swipe, you see, and now it's people do it back then it was if I was out, I would have to hide it. I didn't want people knowing. It was that mystique of it. You didn't want people to be like, oh my God, this guy's on Tinder. And I remember the very first day. I'm not a person that likes turning notifications on, but it happened that I had my notifications on, and believe it or not, it was for Tinder. And I had gone this was the first date I ever went on, and I don't remember the girl, but I do remember the situation, and it was we went to go get coffee, and I was like in between work. So like I was going from one job to the other, so I had a couple hours. So I was like, oh, meet me here. Happened that she lived by there, and we met up. We got this coffee. I bought it, and we just talking, sitting in the car. We're just or I think we went on a walk or something. I don't know. But then I went to go drop her off, and she's like, oh, I don't live too far, whatever. So I get in the car, I put my phone on the a little holster, and we start driving, and I see my phone light up, and I don't think nothing of it. So I see that she sees it, but I'm like, oh, whatever, it's a friend. And her like mood / attitude changed immediately, and it went from like, oh, whatever, like getting to know each other, to like drop me off at my car. Drop me off at my house. So I dropped her off. I think I even dropped her a block away. Like, I don't blame the girl. That was smart of her. So I saw her walking, whatever. So then I go to work, and I look at my phone, and the notification, it wasn't a text message. It was it was from Tinder saying that I had a new match. And when I got that, I was like, Jesus, like, I couldn't believe it. And ever since then, I had to go, and I figured out, take off the notifications, because I was like, it was something else. And yeah, so that happened. And then, yeah, like, became a game to me. Like, you would send a message, and I got to the point of that where, like, sending messages would be like, I literally had, what would you call it? I had like a universal message where I would send to every girl, and for like 6 months, I remember I even got the premium on Tinder. And like now, you know what? I'm actually gonna do this not for the fun of it, because on like my social media apps, like I see promotions of these apps so heavy. And you know what? Let me go in the app store, and I'm just gonna look up. I'm gonna search dating apps. Let's see what comes up. And if you want to watch a funny video that I did on this channel, it's called Drunk People on Dating Apps. We did it at Wrigleyville, I should say, and it was my boy Junie who did it. And you should watch it. It's pretty funny. But look at this. So I'm going on the apps now. Number 1, Match. Hinge. The slogan is designed to be deleted. Wow, okay. Bumble. I'll tell you a quick Bumble story in a minute. Plenty of Fish dating. Tinder. Oh wow, Tinder's not number 1. Hindley. Jesus Christ, how many are there? Badoo. Okay. Oh my god. There's an app called Number 1 Cougar, a dating app. Shikes. Hookup arrangement. Wow, okay. Let's just be straight to the point. Clover dating app. Awesome. Okay, Cupid. Curvy Singles Dating. Meet Me. Zoosh. Wow. I can't believe there's so many apps. Like, this wasn't like this, 4 years ago? That's crazy. I mean, if there's a market and people are buying, they're just gonna jump right into it. I really hear my neighbors talking, like I know they're right outside the door. That's fine. Like I said, the show must go on. So here's a funny Tinder story. Not Tinder, a Bumble story. I met this one girl. Like, she was cool. She actually lived close by me, and she went to like my opposing elementary school. And she lived in the neighborhood, so whatever. I visited her a couple times. And we had like a small, maybe month or 2 month fling, whatever. The most awkward things of these dating apps, and let me tell you, I know this from experience. I have run into a number of these girls out and about in my life, and now that I am in a relationship, it's weird. I've run into girls in the zoo, at my local Target. There's been a few other places I've like seen them, and they're like with another guy. Like, I'm assuming they're in a relationship as well. Like, I remember 2 of them. I forgot. There was like a random place. I like went to go eat. I was with my friend, and I seen the girl. I was like, oh. And it's so weird because it's like that, like, eye contact, but it's like you don't really know what's going on, and it's just like, what? And the one girl that I actually had a thing with from Bumble. I actually ran into her at the gym. She worked at the gym that I used to go to. And I had one of my friends, and he knew about this situation. And we go in there, and she looks up, she sees me checking in, she's like, hello! And I'm like awkward, super loud. I'm like, oh, hey, how are you? And then it was just so weird. But getting to the sweet part of this, do I regret being on these dating apps? No, because I feel like it got that, what most people would say, like that whole phase that people face, like out of my system. And I wasn't really a whole, like, it's just talking. Like I used to really just set up dates, go on these dates, and after I did it number of times, I realized towards the end, like it just brought me sadness because I wasn't happy with what I was doing. And then on top of that, like I remember the last maybe 5 to 6 dates, I like started making up a random person. Like I was like, oh, this is what I do. I didn't do any of that. And that's when I realized, like, this isn't for me. Like, I shouldn't be on there. And then I started slowly. And when I least expected, this sounds so cliche, but when I least expected is when I met the girl that I'm with right now. And I wasn't looking for a relationship. I wasn't looking for nothing. She came across, and like, just like the saying goes, when you know, you know. But yeah, that was a quick, brief summary of, my dating app days. I'm glad I'm not there, because even looking at that list, it's ridiculous. It's too much. And with all that being said, I will see you next week.